or girlfriend that she hit a groove in life at this point in time, and now she's moving at a skyrocket, and he needs to catch up to her so he can start moving where he needs to go, and then the balance can shift back to where it's supposed to be because he's starting to be stagnant and she's more. Because once you get into a groove, sometimes that takeoff is quick. But if you stay if you stay steady and stagnant, yours is slower, but you can catch somebody and you can blow past them if you study the course. So that would really be the problem. I got you right now, Ashton. And
about to be a situation.
Before Ashton, Brownsville, New York with the 5-ball. Otis, my brother, you good? I see more silver in your bed after P.A. Xavier put you in the red like a choke yesterday.
Brownsville, I know you just had something to say because you paid your $4.99. You had to put that comment in that line. I get it, but you know damn well you don't believe that. You know you don't believe that, sir. But I take it.
PAD they used to whoop a lot of ass back in Black House days, but
hell yeah, Ashton. Listen, you better let him know.
She had him in the headlock. She almost made him submit.
For the record, but Sharon did not allow me to get my thing out yesterday, but I didn't say that because
I get you now, Otis. They definitely try to shut you up, so
right.
I get, but no, Sharon, this is my thing. I seen an article. This CEO woman, she said she made more than her husband, and she said her husband is still the head of household in her house. My thing is, I mean, I feel like that should be towards all men, even if our women make 6 times more than us. She still know that I'm the leader of this household. Just like if I make 6 times more than her, I'm still, when my boys ask me to go out, I'm gonna say I'm still wife. I don't have to. But it's the thought of it.
Right. I don't understand where this premise. I do understand where it came from, but I honestly don't agree with it. I don't understand why the mind frame is if the woman makes more than the man, that he doesn't wear the pants in the family. That is so crazy to me. And a lot of women feel that way. Or you could say that a lot of women feel that if the man doesn't make the money in the house, he doesn't deserve to reign around the household. I don't believe that is true. It all depends on your situation and what structure you have within your households. There's a lot of mitigating circumstances that will have the wife making more than the man, but that doesn't negate his prowess, his being control of the household, him being dominion of the household. Money should not dictate that. It really shouldn't, in my opinion. But a lot of women allow that to be. And some men fall for that too, to get into their psyche. Money is not the end all be all of reigning over your household.
That is very true. You need a lot more things just rather than money, because it's plenty of things that you could do. You could come up with an idea and that just take you so farther than somebody that has a 9-to-5. We all know that a 9-to-5 is awesome, but if you could figure out a way to entertain or fix a problem and you sell a product, that could just boom, it take off, and now you're a fucking millionaire by damn near accident, you could say, right? That things happen. And I want to just address until we get back. I don't understand it. Sharon, is black men in jail funny? Sometimes. I'm gonna just be honest with you. Sometimes it's funny when somebody is doing the wrong shit and they get caught up. Guess what? We are going to laugh. When we look at somebody get locked up in karma, yes, we're gonna laugh at that. I'm sorry, but when you do something stupid, yes, people are going to laugh. It doesn't matter if he's a black man or not. So, yes, sometimes it can be. Sometimes it's fucked up. Martin Luther King going to jail for fighting for freedoms is not funny. We applaud that man going to jail for doing the right thing. So, like, you can go to jail for doing the right thing. It's something called, I believe Dick Gregory said, good. How did he frame it? Oh man,
you don't know.
I forgot. Also, before
I get your point though.
Yes, before we move forward, I want to welcome Yoso Yomagate Somagato. What up, Lamar?
You doing all right, Lamar?
Everything's good. Yeah, everything's good, man.
I don't know about you, Lamar. Every time I see you, I just have second thoughts about you, bro.
Right,
yeah, you should. You should.
Did Malcolm X go to jail? Yes, and when Malcolm X went to jail, he went to jail for pimping, and he deserved to go to jail at that time.
Did you just compare Daryl Long?
About like 6 years. So like, yes, sometimes it can be funny if a man goes to jail if he's deserving of it. If he's doing something stupid, yes. R. Kelly going to jail, it was funny. Sorry.
Did you just compare Daryl Long to Martin Luther King and Malcolm X?
No, because I'm not sure if that conversation was about Daryl Long, but she just asked black men going to jail. Is it funny?
You know damn well who that conversation about.
I have a question for you.
Go ahead, Happy.
Okay, so the black men, right? The deadbeat baby daddies going to jail, right? For not child support, what you was talking about earlier. Right. That's funny, right? They deserve to be in jail, right?
Right. That's another great example, Happy. Like when men go to jail for child support, people laugh at them. They're like, you should have paid your child support. Nobody better eyelash then. So yeah, sometimes it can be. So it depends. So not everybody going to jail is funny, but sometimes it is absolutely hilarious. Lamar Black Attack, what is your thoughts on moving past and growing past your partner?
I think it's only a matter if that partner is an obstacle. He or she trying to stop you for growing, then that's a problem. However, if they still supporting you and they sitting down drinking beer, getting their beer belly, and they watching the game, if they not stopping you or they still supporting you, then yeah, there's no reason to outgrow it. However, I do believe that every 10 years it should be a marriage renewal contract.
Wow. So
yeah,
you say just like a goddamn driver's license
for you.
Lamar, repeat that and hear what he said about the contract. Repeat that, sir.
I said every 10 years it should be a marriage renewal contract. We should be like, honey, you want to do this again? Yes.
Wow.
Thank you.
So the only problem with that, like, I do understand that concept. It is an interesting concept to say the least. Like, it's like a driver's license, right? You do get a marriage license, so now marriage is like a driver's license. So now the problem is if that 10 years happen, and then we both say we don't want to do this anymore. So we just split. It's not a divorce.
I don't know about the legal stuff, man.
You didn't think that far into the conversation?
I'm not a lawyer. I don't know about the legal stuff.
I thought you thought.
Yeah, but it is a separation, but I don't know about the legal stuff.
And Rihanna did it. As much as they say, oh, well, that was just the boyfriend for 5 years, but she was in a 5-year contract with that billionaire, right? And then Janet Jackson did Rihanna did it with her boyfriend, and Janet Jackson did it with her husband, her child's father. Yeah.
Did what?
Mm-hmm.
Did what?
Be right back.
5 years.
Like Janet Jackson
for 5 years being with him.
Yeah, Janet Jackson had a 7-year contract as long as they married for like 5 years, she'd get a certain amount of money. And if she produces a son and they stay together for another amount of years, that she get a certain amount of money. That's how come she is a billionaire now. And
but one day after the contract was over with.
One day after her contract was done, she filed for divorce.
That's contracts for you.
So I think that 10-year contract thing might be dangerous. I think that will explode divorce rates if we actually had this whole renewal of contracts and it was that simple, to be honest. And I think divorce wouldn't mean as much anymore because everybody would just wait till 10 years and one day after.
I don't think a lot of people care about it now. It doesn't mean that much to people now.
I think they'll work harder. Hey, Sharon, I mean it because I think people will work harder. If there's no guarantees that you had to put the work in to keep your spouse. That's why I said it. I'm not saying that, it's just waiting to get out. It's like, we're doing our best.
But what's guaranteed the census?
Your phone breaking up, sir.
One more again.
So pretty much, Lamar, like Gia, she is kind of pretty much saying like what you are really talking about is a prenup, pretty much.
Basically, yeah.
A 10-year contract, that's pretty much a prenuptial agreement. Basically. That's pretty much what it is.
Yeah. Let me ask you a question, Sharon. Since this is your panel, this is your show. How do you feel that you can outgrow, or have you outgrown your wife? Not putting you on the spot. What are your thoughts?
I don't really think so. It's kind of like what Ashton said earlier. I don't think you can really outgrow your partner if you are leading your partner. So if I start to grow at a rate that's faster than my partner, and I'm starting to recognize that I can lead my partner to catch up to me, or at least grow in a different direction. Like, so I'm moving this way and she could grow this way. It's still growth no matter what. And I'm still going to respect that growth. So it's when you start having resentment for the other person, I think that's when growth will make you go apart.
Gotcha. Yeah.
That's what I think is really is. And people do not respect how another person is tending to grow. It's kind of like when you see like the TV show Power, the way how he grew from he was a super thug in the street and then he started putting on suits. He wanted to be with the politicians. People didn't respect that growth. They kind of resented the fact that he was trying to clean up. So, and then that's what would create all that tension in the house. You know, his wife was like, I don't understand why you trying to do this club thing.
Great analogy.
And he like,
great analogy. Right.
Like, because I don't want to be shooting motherfuckers anymore. But she didn't respect it. And so that's when I believe the tension.
Great analogy. And you know that's common in a lot of situations, a lot of marriages today. That's a great analogy. Not the thug aspect, but just that premise. That's a great analogy.
Yeah, it's the opposite. It's the obstacles. If somebody try to hold you down, or they try to prevent you from growing, you know, then like I said, then it could be a problem. But if they still supporting you, then you still gonna support them, and they will follow you because, like Sharon said, it's part of a group, right?
Yeah.
The family is one unit. That's what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and so sometimes people just get scared of your growth as well because they feel like you are going to outgrow them completely.
Leave them.
Yeah, it happens.
And that's the real scary part. But I think it's a healthy thing, and people need not to be scared, especially. But I really want to say it's towards my men. We got to stop being afraid of our women that are moving in the right direction. If you have a woman and she's doing all the right things, my brother, follow that woman into the correctness. Stop trying to fight her and keep her and hold her back down and say, come back. No, we are good in this studio apartment. No, let her get that goddamn 2-bedroom apartment.
Make that money, honey.
Stop trying to hold her that if she just wound up being better because of her studies, because a lot of times people don't realize that your intellect can grow. If you want to be sophisticated, pick up a book. It's a book about sophistication. It can teach you which fork to use, which knife to use, and all that. You can read a book about finances. You can learn how to be better. All these things that leadership is. If you want to be the man that leads his house, you're going to have to learn how to do that shit. Leadership is not something that you are born with. Those are a whole bunch of plethora of skills combined into one thing. And now you put that into your whole human body. And now you could be a fucking leader.
And there's no book.
It's not no goddamn iron fist. Somebody got to choose to be led by you.
Right.
For some reason, they think that shit is forced. Shut up. The way how PhD ever had Otis in the chokehold. No, you can't.
Otis like this.
First of all, if all you need to do is go back and watch the yesterday episode, she did not have me in a chokehold. She actually ran from answering my question, and Sharon allowed her to do so by allowing her to read the super chats when knowing I had a mic drop moment. But that's fine. I'm used to it. But
that's right. Fight back, Otis.
Yeah, that's what Happy said.
It's the truth. It's true though. But very interesting topic though. A lot of people need to discuss this seriously because all jokes aside, we're making light of it, but people don't take marriage seriously these days. The romance part, and this is me speaking from experience again. I can only tell you what I go through. The romance goes quickly. You have to build on that and work on that every day, date week. A week. A date week or whatever. That's why I love my wife. My wife controls our weekend. All she tells me is what the dress code is, and we drive to the location, whether it's a winery, a new restaurant, or a new hole in the wall because she heard the menu was good. She does that, and we need that because if it was up to me, we would be bored in the house because I'm on the computer all day trying to do stuff, and that's the truth.
So I think that is a very great observation, and I think that a lot of times, that's reality, right? And I don't think when we talk about that, nobody looks at it when you're in that kind of relationship, look at as her leading anything.
No,
but when we go in these YouTube spaces, they will absolutely say she is leading you in every aspect. Same thing like how we joking with the headlock thing, right?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So like it's like, but like we gotta start really getting to reality of things and understand what's a joke, what's reality. Because sometimes we do joke about the things. Oh, Sharon, your wife is okay, cool, that's fine. But in real life, let's have the conversation when it's time to have that conversation as well. And women do have the ability to get us out the house. This is why I always say, us men, we would be rigid. If we needed to, we'll have the same shirt on every single day, even though it's clean. We got 3 or 4 or 5 of the same exact shirts because we just like how it look.
Yeah.
We don't care. We don't need to switch up and change that much. As long as we clean, we smell good, we'll have 5 of the same fucking shirts.
All those small nuances, right?
One got a little bit of thing here, another one had a little star right there, and we good. That's all we did. Change a different logo. One got a tiger, one got a lion, one got a giraffe ass, whatever. And we still be good. We're in the same exact outfit every single day.
Hey, Sharon, I got a question for y'all guys.
She would bring color into that relationship. Now all of a sudden we got a gray one and a red one. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, Sharon, I got a question for you guys. And Miss Happy, is it your partner's job to make you happy or what?
No. Nope.
Well, then how can y'all grow?
You say what? Well, how can we grow?
No,
well, I'm from the adage of this. I'm not supposed to make my wife happy and vice versa. I'm supposed to be happy already. She can't affect my happiness for us. She can't put that burden on me. You're not making me happy. I'm not making you happy. I don't believe in the adage. I really don't. Just a gray area there. I don't know what you was trying to ask, but
yeah, that was what I was trying to ask. It peaked even out on here.
I agree with Otis. It is not my priority to make my wife happy. Yeah. It's my priority not to make her angry or sad, right? So I'm not going to invoke that emotion in her, but I cannot make her happy. She's got to be in a happy space herself. I got to be in my own happy space, and we come together, and now the relationship is a happy space as well, and we both comfortable with each other. But if I do something that makes her angry or mad, that is different from making her happy. Like, yes, I can make her happy for a moment. I buy some flowers. That is like
that's the trick
in the
question,
moment.
though.
It's in the moment.
The more I knew what it was doing, I'm not trying to be funny. That is the tricky question because a lot of women, not all, but most women believe that it's the man's responsibility to make them happy.
It's the teaching. No, Otis, it's the teaching. Like my 16-year-old daughter, she already know about the honeymoon phase and all this stuff. Why? Because we told her that she already know about it. She waiting when it's going to drop off. What I'm saying is we got to teach our people that are younger than us that, hey, we're going to do our best to make our life easier for our partners and wives. However, we cannot make them happy. I mean, like, I would go crazy if I had to wake up and think about what I'm going to do to make my wife happy today. I'm going to fail. And I'm going to fail at it. So I think the reason why my wife, we are in a good relationship, because number one, we like each other. We're not saying we don't love each other. Those people mix up. Yes. We like each other. We think each other's cute. But however, we was already happy people when we met. We just needed somebody to get out the way. Let me do what I wanted. Let me do what I want to do without cheating. And
it's a very nuanced question because you can do something to make somebody happy in the moment, but you can't make the person happy overall. That's pretty good.
It's like,
happiness is not your responsibility, but is your problem to fix it. If she's not happy, don't ignore it. You are her rock and be proactive in trying to fix it.
Vice versa too. It goes the other way now. So let's not make it focus on just the woman. It goes the other way as well. So, but I get your point though. I get your point though, because some men think this woman's supposed to make me happy. Nah, some men think that too. So, but I definitely get your point.
So I think I agree with it and I disagreed at the same time, but maybe because I need to hear him say it in full totality because he tried to put it into the characters that he's forced to use. Because if I'm doing something that's making her unhappy in the moment, if I don't even know how being too friendly to people or something like that, right? And I could probably curb that down a little bit so it's more comfortable for her. So I could understand something of that nature. Or I leave my underwear on the floor in the bathroom. And she said, this is making me unhappy. So now I can understand that. Now I'm going to start to pick up my underwear off the floor. So this way we don't have that riff. But
I don't think it's happy. I think it's making life easier. So you pick your nest of drawers up, that make life easier for her and support her. You can't make her happy, but you can support her. If she want to get that PhD, you can support her. So most people want to be themselves. They just want somebody to accept them as they are. I'm not talking about unconditional. I believe in condition, but they want you to support them, listen to them, and point them in the right directions, right? But I'm just saying that if you think that you got the power of God to make everybody happy, I don't believe it. I might be wrong.
It's a very so that like everything he said is also correct at the same time. That's how nuanced happiness is.
Right.
Just support it. Yeah, just support listening.
Yeah. Go ahead. HQ, welcome to the show. How you feeling? What's your thoughts?
Good morning. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you perfectly.
Yeah. I think it's a partner's responsibility to foster an environment in which your partner can grow and continue to be happy with their autonomy. Of course, you don't marry a person to make a person happy. That person has to have that kind of that mindset when they get married. I mean, why would you be a person that gets married unhappily? It's a matter of, are you fostering an environment in which this person can grow, can be happy, can grow with you? With the question of a person, do you grow or change without the person? A lot of times, men will stay somewhere where they're unhappy. A lot of times, this is what we hear from these panels. A lot of times, they'll stay regardless. Why won't a woman stick? A woman divorces 80% of the time. Okay, fine. 9 times out of the 10, she has grown past her partner, and her partner either refuses to grow with her or refuses to change with her. Okay? This is why women normally will divorce. It's not a matter of money or this, or it's not one thing. It's a lot of things in which she finds herself being unhappy because the partner doesn't grow with her, doesn't change with her, doesn't see her growth, doesn't accept her change. And this is why we end up leaving. I mean, it's many factors. Women that have more education are getting more education or trying to get more education, and yet the more educated you are, and if your partner is not as educated as you are, sometimes that breeds unfulfillment, that breeds fissures in a relationship. But I believe if you want to have a relationship develop and you don't want to outgrow your partner, you guys have to update your relationship like every month, like every 6 months. You have to update your relationship. Update what I mean by update is let that partner understand what your goals and your needs are every moment that they can. Because a lot of people come around and they say, well, divorce happens because there's no communication. Right. There's no communication for a reason, because you're not updating your partner with the things that are going on in your life. Well, I'm thinking about going back to school. I'm thinking about quitting my job. I'm thinking about this. I'm thinking about that. And a lot of people don't update their partner. So that's why we have date night. That's why you have date night. Absolutely. That's why you have those kind of things. So that you can keep your partner updated so you won't outgrow your partner. True enough, you guys might grow separately. Yes. But just because you grow separately does not mean growing apart. We can still be going down the same road.
Yeah.
That part right there is very important, HQ, that just because we grow separately doesn't mean that we grow apart, because most people think that because we're going in different directions means that we're growing apart. That's not what that means, and a lot of people do attempt to use that.
Right.
Shout out to Brownsville, New York, with the $4.99 Otis. Oh no, that's the one we said already.
Otis, he's doing that on purpose.
Bro, you being funny. You double dipping. You double dipping.
Hey, Bronx, New York, your wife,
double dip.
your
Double
wife should
dipping.
also be your best friend. That's the key to a long-lasting, loving relationship, peace and love. That is.
I agree with that, Brownsville.
I don't.
What?
Hey, but can I say something to what Queen said, please?
Yes, absolutely.
I agree with everything Queen said. She so much that I was smiling because everything she said, it organically happens between my wife and I. And not to put nobody on Front Street, I'm pretty sure that happens with you and your wife too, Sharon, right? It organically happens, like for real. When we go out to dinner or go out to eat, we have a no phone rule. The phone is down. We talk. When my wife wants to go or try to apply for another position in her job, or she just having whatever, she talks to me about it. Whenever she gets off work, she works upstairs from home. Whenever she gets off work at 7:45, 2:45, the first thing I say is, "How was your day, babe?" I can tell she mad. She want to say something. So I know my wife, babe. How was your day? Because I can tell she ready to just talk, and she get to talking. Now, do I hear half of it? I hear half of it, but she's talking. You get what I'm saying? So everything the Queen was saying, I agree with. You got to allow that space, and it's a job. It's a job. A marriage is a job. Unfortunately, people don't want to believe that. It's a job. You have to work at this. She said it. Every day you're supposed to be working at your marriage. Both of you guys.
Absolutely. You both have to work. You both have to update your life. You both have to pull each other into that communication, into that relationship. A lot of people believe that they're supposed to be separate when they get married, but they just married. No, you conjoin your life with another human being. That means you let them know what you're feeling, what changes you think you should make, what changes you think they should make. These are all of these things that come into components of being married. And marriage is a very intricate dance that is between two partners, and you have to be involved. You have to invest. That's what I mean. You have to invest in that other person. They have to invest in you. Invest in your life. Be interested in what kind of job they have. Be interested in why they're angry at this particular thing. Be interested in why they like that particular food. Be interested in why they're friends with that particular person. Become interested in that person and what they have as a human being to bring to that table. A lot of people say, "Well, what do you bring to the table?" You bring a lot of experiences to the table. You bring a lot of maybe heartbreak. I don't know, but these are things that you have to talk through within the marriage. Put your phone down. A lot of us don't put our phone down. We got to learn how to do that. We got to learn how to communicate better.
And I also believe that maybe truth is right. Maybe we are conflating two words as one, happiness and joy, because we need joyful people, and happiness is something that comes and go. And somebody that's just joyous, they are always just in a good mood naturally. They don't
optimistic.
They don't wake up on the wrong side of the bed. Optimism is another beautiful word that we could possibly use as well instead of happiness. It's so many different words that we absolutely could use, but I think we just use happiness because it's just easier for a conversation most of the time instead of like using strict definitions. So, truth, I believe that's why we use the word happiness, because sometimes we want the conversation just to be light instead of not just definition based. Because when we do definition based conversations,
Sharon go crazy.
Yeah, then the conversation is just going to go crazy because a lot of things that we use is not really by definition.
Right, words are everything these days.
So,
I got one more crazy question. In the super chat, it said your wife, y'all best friends. So are y'all wife, y'all best friends?
Absolutely.
I'm hesitating because she is my friend. She is my friend. Yes, I had to think about
Steve ain't here. I know she took one step back, went straight to the jaw. But I disagree with that. My wife is not my best friend. She had a best friend when I met her. I got a best friend. I think the word wife is above friend and above partnership. But that's just my opinion. I think when I say this is my wife, it supersedes that friend and that to me. Or just my opinion. So I can't fight and win this battle because just a word, right? Just subtext, right?
So,
But to
now,
me,
so now I think we can start to get into a little bit of definition, right? Because yes, so my wife can be my wife, which is at the top of the mountain, but also my best friend as well, which is a little bit below that, and we can keep going down the line of different things that a wife. So, because the problem is what I learned is that like a wife is encumbered in so many jobs. That word wife, it has so many jobs and so many levels, and sometimes when a woman hears just wife, it's kind of offensive to them. And I didn't really understand. Real? Yeah, it's kind of offensive.
That's why we like the word. That's why we like the word partner. That's why we like the word partner, right?
Each person like to. I don't think it's no.
Because you see how like Lamar, he said wife is at the top of the mountain, but to women it might not be. She might hold a certain kind of job higher than the word wife or mother. Where us as men, we look at it like ain't no higher than being a wife and a mother. But in her ideology, a job sounds more prestigious than being just a wife or a mother. And I think a lot of times we negate that.
It depends on the individual.
Women like the word partner simply because
it depends on the individual.
Well, I'm saying women as a whole like the word partner because partner encompasses a lot of things. Partner means we're in this shit together. We're in this shit all the way from A to Z. We're in this together. That's why we say partner. People say you have to lead. No, that's not what we're not objecting to lead. We're just saying it's more of a partner because we're in this shit together and we want to do everything like that.
So is partner supersede the word wife in your eyes? It's no right or wrong, guys.
Great question.
There's no right or wrong.
It's a great question.
Does partner supersede what? Partner is what we are together.
Okay, I take your answer. I take your answer. There's no way we can win this. I'm not trying to win.
What he's saying, HQ, do you believe that the word partner is at a higher level than the word wife? Would you hold the word partner over the word wife? Is what he's asking.
Wife to me, when you say wife, that means I'm incumbent to please and to submit and to deal with a man.
Okay.
Or a woman or whatever.
So when you hear partner,
and when I hear partner, it encompasses everything that we have to do as two human beings on this planet together.
Okay, so
more than just saying I'm your wife.
I want to make sure I'm right, HQ, because from what you just communicated, it sounds like partner sounds like a little bit more prestigious than wife. Am I wrong with that?
Partner is more rigid. It's more rigid. See, a wife can do many things.
I understand, HQ. I just want to make sure because I want to make sure we clear. You are saying partner is a little bit higher than wife.
Yes, because it encompasses all of what we want to accomplish. Period.
And that's okay. I think what she's trying to say, but I think what you're saying is okay. There's no right or wrong answer here because each person they have their own life, their own views. It's crazy to fight over their own people.
However, Lamar,
but I think partners is more. I think she's trying to say a partner is more equal
to the man.
In a way.
Right.
I don't know.
I might be He's fuming. I can see the smoke coming up right now.
With all due respect to Heaven Queen, with all due respect, this is where this so-called red pill, blue pill stuff come into play, and I don't even subscribe to none of that. I'm an old school traditionalist. To me, what you're trying to say, and I apologize if I'm putting words in your mouth, you're trying to circumvent and change the word from wife to partner because it makes you feel better because the word partner means equal. And when in actuality, it's not supposed to be equal. The husband is supposed to be here and the wife is supposed to be here. Sometimes the wife could be here, sometimes, but the most of the time, the wife's supposed to be here for a reason. not partner. And to me, you're trying to change the definition of a relationship between man and woman based on the word partner because it makes you feel good. No, you're a wife. You're a wife.
No, I don't. I don't. I don't feel any type of way. That doesn't make me feel any type of way. What I'm trying to say is, a wife is a wife. A wife encompasses certain aspects that you want to. A wife is not exactly like a partner who contributes or gives you full contribution, just like a husband gives you full contribution. A partner is a partner. We are contributing equally. We're both equally invested in this relationship. We're both equally invested in the outcome or the detriment. We're both equally responsible for the outcome and the detriment. Okay? When you say husband and you say wife, that means I'm not invested like you are. This is though a wife is not as invested as a husband is. So I think a partner is more a true character or true characterization of relationships today, or should be relationships of today. Yes.
I respectfully disagree with your synopsis of partnership. I mean, when you said, and correct me if I'm wrong, when you said a marriage, for as partnership, the word partnership signifies even footing. That was you're saying. But a wife, the term wife signifies or represents to you of being quote unquote less footing underneath the husband. In my mind, partnership in my mind should be taken off the table because wife encompasses the word partnership. Thank you for giving me that.
Amen. Amen. I agree with you, Otis.
Wife encompasses partnership.
Exactly. So a wife, I don't know where she got this from or where any of these people got this from, but me personally, as a woman who's married, yes, I'd rather be called a wife. You don't have to call me partner. Partner for what? First of all, people don't need to know our business. What goes on in this house is still our business, unless we decide otherwise, right? So yes, I could be your partner. I can be all of these things, but don't go outside. Oh, that's my partner. No, I ain't your partner. I'm your wife. Right. And it just is what it is.
I didn't say the word would be.
Hold on a second. And people don't understand partners. So what if you're a partner? A partner doesn't mean you own 50% of that damn company. Hello, there are people that have partners, multiple partners, because guess what? Yeah, the other person is not putting up 50%. You may be the person that's not putting up 50%. A partner is just a partner. Whoever, that's my partner. That's my partner. Yeah, nah, I'm your wife, and it is what it is. Whoever don't like it, so what? That doesn't mean we're not a partner in this thing. We aren't partners in this thing because obviously we are. But we don't need to say, oh, we're partners. They already got a 4-letter word for that. I'm his wife. That's it.
I don't recall me saying that wife or partner is better or less valid than anything else.
No. And I don't recall me saying that either. But I do recall you saying that most women would rather be called partner. And I'm just telling you, Happy would rather be called wife. That's all.
I'm not saying partner instead of wife. That's not what I'm saying. I didn't say partner instead of wife. What I said was the relationship considered a partnership instead of just a wifedom material or a wifedom role. It's bigger than a wife role. Partnership is we're both invested in this relationship equally. Not just you more, not just me more. We're equally yoked in this relationship. And a lot of people don't have equal relationships. It's either he's making more money than her, she's making more money than him, she's more educated than him, she's less educated than him. No, I'm talking about a partnership in which we both contribute equally to the relationship. I'm not saying you have to be called a partner instead of a wife. Of course, someone would want to be called a wife if you're a wife, or a husband if you're a husband. But I think it's more accurate to say I'd rather be a partner. I'd rather be considered an equal partner than just a wife.
So,
Oh,
yeah.
an equal
Also,
partner. Okay.
also want to welcome to the show, Brownsville, New York. Good day, sir. How you feeling?
Yo, good day, cuzzo. Peace and love, man. Can
You
y'all
broke
hear
my
me?
heart, Brownsville.
Yeah,
You broke
peace,
my heart.
peace.
Yo, Otis, man. Listen. I was just checking on you, brother, just to make sure you was good, because you remember that Martin episode where Martin got into a fight with Tommy the Hitman Hearns. That's the way you was looking this morning when you jumped on the camera. So I was like, yo, I gotta check on my brother, man, making sure he good, because PhD will put the paws on you yesterday,
You
man.
disrespecting me, sir. You disrespecting me. Disrespecting me, sir. But I digress. Go ahead. The floor is yours.
Sticky move.
But it's all good, man. It's all in love. And
Y'all are hilarious.
love to everybody on the panel, man. The queens, heathen queen, and also Queen Happy. To the kings, Lamar Black Attack, Otis,
Same to you, sir.
Salute.
Kings
Peace.
and queens in the chat gang, and all
Morning.
the kings and queens listening. Peace and love to all y'all, man. As far as the topic, is it possible for you to outgrow your partner or your spouse or whatever? I think my perspective is, if you're in a relationship that's not a marriage, I think it's possible to outgrow the person that you're dating. I think that's absolutely possible. But I think if you are in a union, a marriage, I think it's impossible, right? It's impossible for you to grow your spouse. And here's why. I lean on the scriptures when it comes to marriage, right? So in the book of Genesis, God says that
Brownsville, you got a
marriage.
bad connection, sir.
Yeah, your microphone's going in and out.
That's the Lord.
Y'all hear me? Is it going in and out?
Mm-hmm.
Am I
Yes.
good?
You and your phone do not have a healthy partnership right now.
The Lord,
Get him.
Table
the
that
Lord
come back,
said,
man.
whoever found a partner found a good thing. Hey, man.
Yo. I'ma fix it and come back, man. I be on these streets, man.
Yes,
Doing
sir.
the job. But
Yep.
I'm gonna come back, man.
All right.
Come on back. Be safe. Come on back. Be safe.
But I think we got to start paying attention to women, right? And this whole ideology, they look at the word partner as a little bit higher than wife nowadays. It's just what it is, and I think we might have to change our ideology for them. So,
No, you crazy.
I'm just saying, because if it's gonna make relationships easier, why should we fight it? Why should we fight just the word, right? Why
Now,
is it really worth the fight to have that word be as powerful as us men see it?
I know Queen not saying this because she clarified it and made herself very clear. I understand where she was coming from. It's just the ideology, but she's not trying to replace that word. But what you're saying, I hear what you're saying too, Sharon, but I disagree. I don't want to change the whole construct or play this word game. It was set for a reason. It is what it is. I'm not here to appease the masses of the word partner because it makes you feel better or it exudes some type of no. I'm from this adage of, like I said, partnership is inside the word wife. That 6-letter word is inside that 4-letter word wife. Of course, you're my partner. You're my partner.
So now,
so I'm not gonna play that word game. I'm not.
So the only problem I have with it, words do change meaning over time.
There you go.
It does. Look at the word. Look at the word. I'm just saying. Let's look at a very, a very strong word. A very strong word by the word of nigga. It has changed over time.
I don't.
At one point, the word nigga meant ignorant person, right? We can all agree with that.
Yeah,
I still does in my book.
But I get your point.
So now, if you look up the word nigga now in the dictionary, it means derogatory word towards a black person. That is the definition now. Who would have thought, right?
Wow.
You know what I say about that? We gave that word power. And this is two different conversations to me. And you good at that too, Sharon. I love you. You good at that. Two different situations.
It is.
But we give, but here's the common denominator. Here's the common denominator. We give both those words power. We do. The reason that word is in the dictionary for that description is because we gave it that power. Same thing with what we're trying to do with the word partner or whatever word we're trying to use. We give it power. If the masses, for whatever reason, whether it's a good thing or a bad thing, give it power, it's going to have legs and run. I'm not going to allow this to get legs and run.
So here's the thing. As things change, we got to acquiesce to the environment that is going on in the world. So we cannot just hold on to old traditions like the old tradition of whooping your kid's ass. Now that we moving out through the world, we like, hey, you know what? Whooping ass is probably not really that good. We got more information. Saying the word wife, a lot of these women looking at the word in this day and age, they look at the word wife as damn near slavery. So now they rather say, hey, I'd rather be in partnership with my man than being a wife to my man, because the word wife make it seems like I am lower or less than my man. And nowadays, sad to say,
I think it's an individual.
A lot of these women, they might as well should be the husband and the man be the wife.
And it's sad that people think that way. I don't agree with that. But you're right, though. That's what people think. Some people think. And I'm not trying to be funny. We all seen, this is where the world is going to. And it's already happening in front of our face.
Yes.
We all seen the movie Fifth Element with Bruce Willis and Chris Tucker. You see how you see how they was having sex with anything?
Damn.
You see how the relations, it was all different races, humans and whatever the so-called aliens were, but they were still intermingling. Watch the movie. That's the reality of what's going on right now in 2024. And I'm not trying to disrespect no one, but it's the reality of it. All the alphabet people, the LBGT, and I have some of my family, so I'm not trying to be funny, but I just don't know I don't know. But you take that, now there's STEM. Now we have people who don't know what to call themselves. Now you place their whole situation into the movie, The Fifth Element. What's the difference?
I think the word partner and a wife, I think it's an individual thing. And you had to correct people. Like somebody say, how your partner? I got a wife. Oh, I'm sorry. If they come to me, my partner, okay, you got a partner. I don't have to correct them about if they have a partner or not. It's none of my business. But if they misinterpret my relationship, I say, oh, I got a wife. They're just going to go on by their business. It's not no big deal. It's no right or wrong. There's a monkey wrench. I just throw it up. You can't fight over it. Everybody's correct. Heaven is the heathen queen. She was correct too. She have a right to believe what she right to believe.
Yeah, most definitely.
So it's no right or wrong in it. It just works.
Yeah, she definitely said nothing wrong. It was just her perspective of it, but she didn't say nothing wrong.
No, Sharon, no, myself. Personally, them labels are full of shit to me, so I don't believe in the labels anyway. Right. So I just play along just to play along.
What do you rather be called, a partner or a wife?
Be wife.
Whoa! Holy moly!
Hey, babe.
For the crib rock.
You rather be called a partner or a wife? Real quick, answer before you go. Thank you. My wife said, I'm your wife.
I did crib rocked on that one, boy.
Hey, go ahead, Lamar. Hey.
Right. Because my wife already knows partner is already inside their word. But I get what Queen was saying, though. I totally get it. It's just a different perspective of how she broke it down. I get what she's saying, though.
Yeah, I understand it. And I think also us being in marriages for such a long time, we tend to look at people that are just that are dating for a very long time, that have been with each other for like 10 years and never actually legally did anything. They call themselves partners. And so I think that's why we look at it like it's a big difference between partner and saying husband or wife, because we see it as, hey, we know our cousin been together for 20 years and that's his partner. and our wife like, hey, you better never call me no goddamn partner, because hey, I love them and everything, but we way different from that over there.
Right, you feel me? Right.
But now
I disagree with that, Sharon. I think the people in good partnerships, I think their relationship can work also. That's me. I think if they've been together 20 years, they just got a partner, they never married their wife because the marriage is religious and part of the government, I think they're okay too. I just think sometimes you do have to correct somebody. If somebody say your wife your best friend, I'm saying no. They get offended. Some people, what you mean? She got a best friend. She hung out with her last week. I got a best friend who passed away. So personally, it's just a personal decision that I make. The word wife is above the word partner to my book, but it doesn't mean that people have partnerships is bad. Yeah, I don't give a damn about.
Or how about this? I ain't trying to be funny. I know it's easier said than done, and we're going to continue to have our talks because this is what this panel is about. But how about I'm married to my wife, you married to yours, Sharon's married to his, and we stay out of each other's damn households. How about that? Because
of religions or what?
No, because whatever. If this is my wife, and it stops right there. I'm gonna introduce it to you. You see what I'm saying? The word partnership, all the other stuff, what the dynamic that goes on behind the household. No one needs to know, for example, my wife works 40 hours a week, perceived to make all the money, and I just sit home and be on YouTube all day.
Is this about money or what?
Ain't nobody business. You know,
hold on. No, check it out, Otis. If this about money?
No.
Okay, if it's not about money, then you're not talking about it. Because if it's about money, we finna do this deal, and you worried about what I call my spouse, then you don't have a problem. You let your feelings get in the way of your money. Business is business, right? The after business, when you go home, like you said, you're correct. When you go in your house, you can do what you want to do. But however, you got to invite me over to your house. If you make this deal, you just play the game. Come on, just play the game.
You make me sick. I got you. I got you.
What up, Brownsville, New York? Let's see if your microphone is better. Go ahead.
Yeah, peace and love. Hopefully, I'm in a better area, man. Can y'all hear me?
Yes.
That was the God working. God does work mysterious
man.
ways.
Yeah, God always works though.
Lamar
always
stupid.
On time. You know what I'm saying?
But
so man,
even on time, God.
There you go, Happy. Go ahead, give me a little bit more of that, Happy. Give me a little bit more of that.
Where my baby at?
Look, she don't want to sing.
On time, God. Yes, he is.
A heathen one singing right now.
Go ahead, Brownsville, New York.
I'm having too much fun.
Yeah, man. So look, listen, I hope everybody out there, man, is having a great, awesome Friday, man, as we prepare to tackle this weekend. Have a great weekend, man, filled with peace and love. This topic is a great topic. Everybody had a lot of great perspectives on it. My perspective is this. When it comes into a relationship that's not a marriage, I believe that it is possible for you to outgrow your person that you're with, right? However, once you join in a union, which is a marriage with that partner, I believe that it's impossible for you to outgrow your spouse, right? Whoa. Your husband or your wife. And the reason being is because I get my perspective on marriage from the scripture, right? In the book of Genesis, God said that once a man and woman join together and become husband and wife, they become one flesh, right? So if you're one, how can you outgrow yourself? Think about that. You know what I'm saying? It was also duplicated. The same verse was also duplicated in the book of Matthew, right? By Christ. So I believe when you're in a marriage with your spouse, if it's a great marriage and the marriage lines up to the origin of marriage, you guys are one flesh, right? And so, Otis, I kind of disagree with you a little bit when you said that you was above your wife and your wife was below you. If you're one, right, then that's impossible because you're one, right? I think what it is what you were trying to say, I believe, is that you're the leader. You're the head of your household, right? Which I agree with, which I'm also the leader and head of my household. But I'm not above my wife. She's not below me. We are one flesh, and we are grinding through life together. And she's also my best friend. So we share every moment in life together. You know what I'm saying? She's the first person I call in any situation. She's the last person I talk to every single night. no matter if I'm working at night or not. You know what I'm saying? Like that is the relationship. That is the bond that I wish everybody can experience. Because once you experience a bond like that, it is gonna last the test of time. And as far as the happiness and joy of it, Truth is absolutely right when he said that happiness is external and joy is internal, right? But if you are in a loving marriage, you're gonna get both. You're gonna get happiness, you're gonna get joy, you're gonna get peace, you're gonna get love, you're gonna get all those things. Go ahead, Otis.
First of all, again, great topic. Thank you, Sharon. Hey, Brownsville, you said something, bruh. I love this. Whoo, you said something, bruh. I agree with everything you said, except for this one perspective. Ooh, you said something. I do feel that I am above and the head of my wife, and I also feel that we are one. When you put it together, I'm very visual. I like what you said. We could be together as one, but when you together as one, molded together, I'm still on top as one. We molded together. We here. We stuck together as one, but I'm right here. My wife is right here, but this me. We still one. We molded, and everything you said validates that. I love it. She's my friend. I could cry in front of my wife. Don't. I'm not afraid to say it here. I cry in front of my wife. When I have them thoughts of doing some fucked up shit, she soothes me, brings me back to reality. Yes, but I'm still on top and we won. But I agree with what you're saying, but it's a visual thing for me. But I get what you're saying. So we're saying the same thing, just off just slightly. But that's all
about even in that visual.
Before you rebut, I want to welcome somebody into the show. I want to welcome the beautiful and always camera ready with that beautiful smile. Shout out to my girl, Miss Polly Wright. How you doing?
I'm well. Hello. Yes,
good,
sir.
good. Go ahead, Brown.
Love, Queen Polly. Yeah.
Peace.
So Otis.
Oh.
What I was saying is this, right? So if you and your wife is one flesh, meaning it's just one. There's not two people in that situation. So there is no top or bottom, right? What you're describing is the duties and roles within y'all relationship, right? So yes, you're leading her. You are the head of your household, but when it comes with your marriage, you guys are together as one, right? That's the key, because if you don't feel that way, if you believe that you guys are two separate entities and you're at one place and she's at another place, that's when Sharon question comes into fruition, because that's when it's possible for you to outgrow your wife or for her to outgrow you. But as long as y'all stay conjoined as one, right? And y'all are building this relationship together, and y'all are coming together with the same morals, principles, values, and ethics that y'all using to lead and guide and direct your family, then there's no separation, right? And that's what I was saying yesterday. It's organic. Everything is organic when it comes to submission, when it comes to control, when it comes to all those things. If you are one, all of that stuff comes natural within that, because y'all share the same mind, y'all share the same body, y'all share the same spirit, and y'all are moving in the same direction together, not separate, but together as one. And I'm gonna land my plane right there.
I honestly think we're saying the same thing. For the record, I'm done too. We're saying the same thing. Our visual is just different, but we're saying the exact same thing though. But I definitely get what you're saying, and I land the plane. Thank you, sir. Great.
Welcome, Miss Polly, into the conversation. What are your thoughts?
Oh, I will say, I didn't get to hear everything so far, but we all been on for a little bit. But when it comes to, like you said, outgrowing your partner, or your spouse, I think that is, it does happen, but I think the reason why it's happening is people aren't choosing the right partners. And what I mean by that is, when you're looking for someone, you should be choosing them based on their core values. What I mean by that is those values most likely don't ever change throughout their whole life. Those things that just aren't going to change. So everything else can change around that, and those are things you should be able to compromise on, right? Like career changes, that might be something like, oh, I learned how to do this, and now I think I'm better at this than I was at this before. And those are things that can change. But when it's like things like, are you really, a dedicated parent? Are your focus really mainly on parenting? Is that where your heart and soul, like those things, those aren't going to change, even when you're maybe don't even have kids yet. You're like, I'm wholeheartedly into this. This is what I care about. This is what I cater to. Are you a pleaser? Are you someone who's going to be pleasing? Are you someone who's going to be, are you a taker? And I don't mean that it has to be bad all the time. Are you someone who needs to be poured into a lot? Those are like things you should look at, because those things don't usually change over time. Like, you're always going to be that person, and then you'll find partners that match that. So if you're only looking for like soft things, that's why I said a lot of these relationships are surface. Sorry, my land is playing. It's the surface. When you find surface crap, you get surface value, and then that's why it falls apart. You're not picking good partners.
Yeah.
It starts there. You have to pick the right partner. This starts there. That's the basic foundation. But that's the hard part, though. How many of us
You
really
gotta pick the right partner, not the right wife?
Don't change my words.
Don't
let him trip you up.
See,
Bad.
good one. I like it. Yeah, okay. Yeah, all right. I'm done.
Some people just get lucky. Some people just get lucky.
Well, you know what? I think they see how they say luck. Okay, so I don't believe that. I think there are just some people in general that'll match you well, right? You can't BS that. That's why a lot of people get along and they're able to date a whole bunch of people, because what they're doing is they know who to match with to some degree, the surface, and they can only cater to that for a certain amount of time. Might be a year, might be 2 years, might be 5. But then when you don't want to put on that show no more,
break that contract.
It's done.
I think some people are lucky, and like I said, I got many examples of it. Some people just lucky in love. I've seen ugly people.
Found the right partner. Is that what you're referring to?
I saw ugly people that always have no problem with men. So ugly dudes have no problem with women. Period.
Or is it strategic? I think the word strategic.
They born that way.
This is what outgrowing your partner looks like?
Hell no.
No, that wasn't a right match.
Let me see. Yeah. Look at that. That was awkward. Look, wow. I don't know what to call that though. That's just crazy.
Oh my God!
And you could listen, and you could tell
I gotta make that noise.
You could tell she initiated it, she being Tia, and you could tell he's just over it because he wanted it to work. She initiated, so he like, yeah, that's what I get from it, as far as body language. Not that I'm a body language expert, but yeah.
Woo, that looks crazy. So now
she wants him back.
She wants him back, but he don't want her back. Is what you read from that?
Exactly. Yep.
Yeah, I saw that.
Is that you mansplaining, or that's you looking at it objectively and looking at it as what it is?
I'm looking at it. I'm assuming. I'm hoping I'm looking at it objectively, because I don't have a dog in this fight. I'm just looking at. I'm hearing what I heard through, of course, the tabloids, and I'm watching that interaction right there. She's hugging him. She's patting him and all that. He like, been there, done that.
He didn't want to participate.
For real. Look at
oh shit! That was hard for you. Like,
and you can tell she initiated all that, and now she's having regret for whatever. I don't know what was going on in their household. I don't know if he was at fault. I don't know if he wasn't holding up his end of the bargain. I don't know, but all I know is she the one that wanted out, and she got out for whatever reason.
Yeah, it definitely looks a little cringy. Because I thought they was on good terms. So like somebody that's I thought they was on good terms. So therefore, if I'm on good terms with my ex-wife, I'm not gonna hug her like on some habit. I'm gonna hug her like I'm gonna hug her. I'm putting pelvis to pelvis so you can remember.
Oh, wait a minute.
God damn it. You're gonna remember
me.
Wait
a minute, sir.
I'm gonna hug you nice and tight for everybody to see. So when your new man see it too, he gonna be like, why you hug him like that? You goddamn right.
You're inappropriate.
You gotta be a little toxic, god damn it.
A breakup near you. That's what that is. A preview to a breakup near you.
But I thought it was very weird about that interaction. Man, it was so awkward. So when did you come not family with your ex-wife? Like, we was living with each other for 10, 20 years. We decided to go our separate ways for whatever reason, if one person decided it or not. But when have you not become my family that I gotta hug you awkwardly now? That I can't hug you with love. I gotta hug you with I can't show nobody that I still have a lot of love for you. I want the best for you. Now I gotta hug you with some we just
It all
being
depends
friendly.
on what the breakup was about.
Mm.
If you cheated on me, I'm not finna hug you like
The
that.
fist pump.
Yeah, if you cheated on me, but if it was mutual for real mutual disagreement, break up, yada yada. Yeah, we gonna hug. Hey, yeah, thanks. I appreciate for signing the prenup. We gonna hug you for real. But no, if you cheated on me, no, I don't want to hug you. It all depends on the situation. Are there kids involved? Okay.
Did everybody shut up at the same
Yeah,
time?
what happened? What happened?
No,
Nothing.
I
The wife was talking to me, so and then I guess y'all was talk. Yeah. she be wanting to join in on the conversation sometimes. She had the God, babe, tell me what you want to say. God, let the people know they can hear you. They can hear you. Go ahead. What you gotta say?
That everything I do in life is a choice. So if I see that my husband is growing a little bit ahead of me in something, I choose to work on myself a little harder and catch up, and vice versa. It's always a choice. If you don't want to work a relationship no more, you call it quits. But that's always a decision.
Damn. And that's what Tia did. She called it quits, and now she is regretting her quit calling, and now she got to revert to hugging her ex-husband awkwardly while he's still looking good in his nice blazer, sparkling and everything. I don't agree with the sparkles on his blazer. But
you gotta hug though. You could just say, "Hey, what's up? What's up? What's up, little mama?"
Nah, I'm gonna hug you with affection. I'm gonna make sure my bosom.
They have kids together too. That's just awkward. They got kids together and all that, don't they?
Okay,
right?
Okay.
Yeah, they got like 2 or 3 kids. So like, how you not gonna just like? We went from that to awkward hugging. I know every part of. I know every ounce of your body. Every ounce of it. We've been together for 10, 20 years, whatever that is. I know every part. I know where all the misplaced things. I know where all your dimples is at. I know everything. I know when you don't get your pedicure, even when your feet looking nice. I know that you didn't get your pedicure on time. That's
the first one that gave you that.
He also know too that since she been out the house, as long as she been out the house and she's been doing her circuit run and everything like that, he also knows that she probably got her back blown out at least once or twice within that time frame. So I don't want to hug you, and plus you left.
But that's why I'm gonna hug her nice and tight, so to make sure everybody know that if I want to, you ain't never blow her back out the way how I did. God damn it.
Oh well, okay, it's the ways to look at it, but boy, you crazy, but hey,
some people don't even hug after the breakup.
Right?
Exactly. Happy.
Hey, I'm gonna make sure. I'm like, hey, oh snap, hey, Miss Polly, it's funny to see you here. I'm gonna make sure my arm go underneath.
You alive? I don't let people touch me. I don't know them like that.
Hey, one arm go on top. I'm talking about we was in a 20-year relationship. One arm's going on top, the other one's going on the bottom, and I'm gonna hug it. I'm gonna pull you in. I'm gonna.
Let me tell you.
I'm gonna make sure, Miss Polly. I'm gonna make sure you smell the new cologne that I got. I'm gonna make sure of it. God damn it.
I got a whole chop. I have children with this man and those men for over half my life, and I ain't. What we touching for? Because that indicate other stuff to me, sir. What that mean?
You Miss Polly, come on now. Can you be Polly with me too? Come on.
No, sir. No, you didn't want that vote. Not today.
I want it now. I graduated. I got me as an education.
You gotta live in the choices that you make,
keep
sir.
it Polly with me. I like that. I'm gonna make that a shirt. Keep it Polly with me. I like that. That was funny as hell.
Yeah.
Hey, Sharon.
Yeah.
So Miss Polly said something great that I wanted to respond to, because I agree with what she said as well. When she said it's important to find someone who vibes with you, who is the right person for you, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the scripture breaks it down by saying you have to find someone that is equally yoked to you, before you get married to them, right? And what that means is your husband or wife, y'all share the same morals, principles, values, and ethics, right? Y'all share the same vision, y'all share the same plan for life success. That's very important to find someone like that before you get married, right? And the term comes from an old agriculture term. And a lot of the farmers in the chat will probably understand what I'm talking about. So the term equally yoked comes from when farmers had to get the oxen together in order to till the land equally, in order to do the job the best way. They had to make sure that the yoke, which was the part that would keep the oxen together, it would go on the front of the oxen and keep them in the line, so that when they're moving forward, they're moving step by step, and the oxen isn't trying to break away from one another. Because if the oxen breaks away, then that means the land isn't being tilled equally, and you're going to have issues with some going one way and some going the other, right? So they had to find an equal yoke so that they can control the oxen, and so that the land can be tilled properly, and that you can get the harvest that you're supposed to get. So that same thing works in the marriage. If you want to get your true harvest from your marriage, make sure that your spouse is equally yoked to you. So that way she's not outgrowing you, you're not outgrowing her, because y'all share the same vision, plan, morals, values, and ethics, and y'all moving in the right way together, step by step. You're not going in a different direction than she is, and she's not going in a different direction than you are. As the man, obviously, you're the leader, so obviously you're going to curb her into the direction that y'all need to go, but y'all are walking together, step by step, grinding together, so that y'all can reach y'all true harvest. And I'm gonna land it right there.
Hey man, that sounds like a science project. It sounds like a science project. How the hell are people going to find that?
No, listen, I get what Brownsville is saying.
I get what he's saying too.
I definitely, of course you do. We're just joking. Okay, we all agree with what he's saying. I even made the comment, you have to be evenly yoked. I get all that, but let's bring it to reality now. I forgot what the statistics are, but I'm pretty sure that people know the divorce rate is what, 40-some% or 50-some%. I don't know, but it's high, which means a lot of people didn't make the right decision. They're not. I
know, but a lot of people did though. Like Sharon said, a lot of people did.
Hear me out. So my point is, for the ones that did not make the right decision and they're in the marriage now, that's where the conversation comes into play. Can you outgrow one another? And is it worth still staying in that marriage? Because do you believe in divorce? Do you want to make that work? Because a lot of marriages, even though a lot of them are evenly yoked, yours, mine, Sharon's, of course, Brownsville, that's beautiful. But the ones that are not, because there's a lot of them out there as well. How does that work? That's the dynamic. People in the chat are in that situation. I'm pretty sure they feel like they're outgrown their spouse. Right?
Well, you shot at the chat. The chat is undefeated.
Yeah, I'm just being realistic.
You crazy?
I'm being realistic. You know what I'm saying?
We don't care about them, right? We really don't care about people that fell in. Okay,
I got a question for you, HQ. Do you believe that Brownsville's ideology is living in fairyland? Is this like it's imaginary?
Well,
what you think, HQ?
You can hear me though, right?
Yes,
oh, okay.
Yes, we can.
I was thinking about that a minute ago. That's the ideal situation. What he's talking about, it's the ideal. It's not the reality of most of our lives, because a lot of us come from broken homes. A lot of us come from immoral human beings. Immoral human beings had us, raised us. We all come from different walks of life, and we have different philosophies and things that are our priorities. So it would be ideal if we were raised in the same neighborhood, raised in the same church, raised in the same philosophy, but we're not. So the whole thing is, we also have to practice tolerance, and we have to practice tolerance when we get into relationships. A lot of people don't have tolerance for other people's ideologies and thought processes. My husband and I were complete complete opposites. And we were married for 30 years. So I know that we don't have to have the same everything. We didn't believe in the same things religiously. We didn't believe in the same things marriagely. We didn't believe in the same things morally or legally. We didn't believe in the same things at all. We just had nothing absolutely in common other than a fierce attraction for each other and a
Mm.
separate in both of our separate lives. We agreed that we wanted to be married and we wanted to stay married. Okay, those were the only things we probably had in common. Okay, and then we worked on the rest of the things. We had conflicts, of course, we had conflicts, but we always came back to the same thought pattern. I want to stay married to this person. I want to continue to try. So when people say, well, we have to be equally yoked, not necessarily. It just depends on how hard each partner wants to work at a relationship. If you
So
think just
HQ,
getting married, yes,
I
yes.
got a
I
question,
wanna.
Queen. I got a
Uh,
question, Queen. Real quick, Sharon. Real quick.
Hmm.
Um, so I love everything you just said, right? And do you believe though that your plan that you had for your husband, because you said y'all didn't agree on pretty much 90% of your life. Y'all didn't agree on morals, y'all didn't agree on values, y'all didn't agree on spiritual things. And what binded y'all together was the attraction, and then y'all built everything from there. Is that correct?
Wait a minute. Say that again. Say that last part again. I'm sorry.
That you
Mhm.
said that what binded y'all together was the attraction, and then y'all built everything from there, right?
Yes.
Okay. So do you believe that the success rate of doing it that way is higher than a success rate of someone in a dating phase finding someone who is equally yoked to them while they're dating before they get married? Will it be more successful for them to do it your way statistically, or will it be more successful for them to do it that way statistically, in your opinion?
No. I think it would be more successful to do it the way you're saying, simply because you have all of these commonalities, right? You have common things you can talk about, feel, reflect on, put into a marriage. It was it was difficult. My marriage, it wasn't difficult as in we were just so extremely different. We just approached problems differently. When you are equally yoked, you approach problems from the same direction, coming to a common conclusion. When you're totally opposites, you don't know what direction is the correct direction. Okay, you just arrive at where you arrive at, right? But your way of doing it is idealistic in that all of us are, but most people are broken. A lot of people are broken. A lot of people are misshapen human beings. Their personalities are misshapen. So therefore, an equally yoked person would have to be someone who thinks how you think about religion, who thinks how you think about having children, who thinks, and most people have different ways of saying family or seeing family or having a family. It's just very difficult to find someone who agrees 100% about what you agree about. But the
so
more commonalities you have, it's better. So I would say your way is better. Yes.
so that's what we gotta attempt to promote more often, is that the one that is going to give you a higher success rate. Because yes, I think way too many people they depend on just attraction alone, and they think attraction is going to get them through relationships, and we know that ain't gonna work for long term. We got to get people. Way too many people are marrying people because of enlikeness. We like to go hiking together. We like the same type of movie. We like the same type of music, and that's why they get married. Instead of having their core values equal. And I think that you and your husband is an exception to the rule, that's able to see through all the years of disagreements and able to come to one ideology. That is awesome, but I don't think that's not going to be good for the majority of
Oh
people.
no, it won't be. It won't be good for the majority of the people. It just wasn't. We just decided that we were going to stay married. We
That's
just
it.
decided we were, and we just still had it. we still had an attraction for each other throughout our marriage. I mean, I couldn't get him to leave me alone when I hit 50. So I was just like,
That's a good
cut it
marriage.
out.
That's good
Yes,
marriage.
Yeah.
ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Heathen
So
was a freak.
Tell the truth, shame the devil.
That's a good marriage.
Hey, what's up, Miss Polly? Look like you have some thoughts. Go ahead, Miss Polly.
Why would you say such a thing? I look like I have thoughts.
Okay.
But in other times, do I look like I'm thoughtless? Oh, okay. I agree. I'll accept that. I gotta know so I can make changes, right? I just did. I think just like she was saying, some people like you said, like now I think this generation is all about that instant gratification. So that's really hard to combat with. They want instant results and they want it to be a high all the time. That dopamine hit. They want that dopamine hit all the time. If it ain't a dopamine hit, it ain't. Then all of a sudden it's wrong. So I think a lot of people are really kind of when they're trying to get together, is like they're just focused on the good, and that don't matter what kind of relationship you're in, dynamic wise. Because if they only see the good stuff that they like. They don't think about okay, there's bad parts of you too that I won't like. And the real question is, will I not have to like your bad enough? If that makes sense. Like I also have to like your bad. Like I'll be like, okay,
Your demons. Yeah.
that's your bad side, but it's okay. If your bad side is like crazy, then I don't want it. But they don't care about that. They just want the instant gratification, the dopamine hit. That's why you hear all these songs talking about, oh, you like a drug. Because drugs wear off.
They do.
They do. You can keep getting hits of them. That's why y'all keep getting bodies because you getting hit
You
with
see what
drugs.
I'm doing? They right. They were off.
I think it's a fantasy to think people are gonna be Einstein and geniuses. You know, they can be able to vet like Albert Einstein and stuff like that. They're not. Some of us we good at vetting, we good at relationships, but most people are not. So we got to give them people that's not a little grace. We can't just say you fail because you just stupid. No, they fail because they didn't have the techniques and they didn't have the knowledge. I can't say you need to vet better. You need to like what's that? You need to do this and do that. Women open the door for you. People doesn't know. I could have been a recovering crackhead. My wife wouldn't know because her friend married a recovering crackhead.
Hey, listen,
it wasn't her fault. Huh?
One thing I know is this: when you are educated and you're making a certain amount of money, those people stay married at an 80% rate. So that means if you broke and you dumb, I'm sorry. I'm
finna go. Hey, Otis, he trying to PhD with me. He trying to PhD with me. Now he won his battle. I'm out, dude.
No, but what about the ones that are smart? I'm talking about the husband, smart, but don't have a lot of money, and the marriage is still great.
No, if they're smart, they're gonna have a lot of money eventually.
No, smartness is not equal
that's
money.
not true.
Smartness does not equal money. However,
exactly,
I think competence equals money, but not just intelligence. Intelligence alone does not equal money. But I think you got to be competent in a certain.
It's like a puzzle.
Allow you to make money.
Crack the code.
But what I'll say to that, if a man is intelligent, he's smart, but he's broke. He's always constantly moving forward in life. And the woman will be willing to follow that because he's always moving forward. They never miss a meal. They never miss a payment. So he's doing everything right within his means. A woman is willing to follow that and keep that ground because she's not.
Okay, say that. Thank you. That's all I wanted to say.
A smart person not dumb though. Look, Otis. If somebody intelligent, they're gonna crack the code. They're gonna figure it out eventually. They're gonna try a bunch of things. They're gonna find out what works. They're gonna be semi-successful at least in the middle class.
I agree with you there.
So if they dumb, they just dumb. That's okay. But what I'm saying, don't shit on smart people. Okay, I'm not smart, but I'm saying
smart people.
They're smart and ugly. That's a totally different thing.
I don't think anybody ever called you smart though. But I got you.
Okay. I'm gonna leave because Sharon he checkmate me with that with the personal shit.
He hit you with that Tommy Hearns right.
Yeah. He did a PhD. He took one step back and went straight to the jaw.
Oh man, y'all crazy.
Miss Polly,
why
can't you be Polly with me?
Ring last night.
That's okay.
Why you keep doing that, bro?
I got a black eye, dude.
Hey, every time PhD hit him with a left hook and knocked him down, he got right back up in the ring. But he was
stick and move.
Still fighting. You know what I'm saying?
Sharon, I don't appreciate this, bro. You just gonna allow?
I'm out.
Okay.
Oh, God damn it. Man. It ain't my fault. I promise you. Yeah, I didn't do it. I promise.
But on Sharon, on Otis' questions, really though, and I think this is where he was trying to go, and correct me if I'm wrong when I'm done with this, Otis.
Okay.
But the three things that we talk about a lot on this space in terms of relationships is beauty, finances, and education, right? So those are the three things that is heavily talked about as when you're interested in getting a relationship with somebody. Make sure they're educated, make sure they're successful financially, and make sure they're beautiful, right? But we got to understand, and we also got to communicate that those three things are just surface level things, right? The scripture says man cannot live by bread alone. You have to go deeper under the surface to find out if that person, man or woman, is equally yoked to you. And it has to go with the internal things, the morals, the values, spirituality, the mentality, you know, likes, dislikes, compatibility, all of those things, because that's what's going to sustain you within a relationship in the long term. Because guess what? You're going to find out 5, 10 years, 15 years in a relationship. There's always going to be somebody more beautiful. And my wife is beautiful, right? There's always going to be somebody with more education. And my wife has a lot of education. There's always going to be somebody with more money. And me and my wife together, we both have successful careers where we make a lot of money, right? But those three things aren't the foundation that sustains our marriage. It's those other things that I talked about earlier, which makes us equally yoked and allows us to stay together moving forward in that right direction, because we share the same vision of life that goes beyond beauty, finances, and education. And I'm gonna land my plane right there.
Okay. I will make
Shout out to Lamar Black Attack with the 2 Yamagachis. Sharon checkmated my ass. I am pretty good at chess. Go ahead, Miss Polly.
No, I was gonna say, you know, I think you said like that, the evenly yoked. I'll be honest, I think a lot of that conversation people say that is, yeah, that you hear in the Bible, but I think what has been taken or interpreted is that if you're on the same level to some extent, then you're not competing. I think that is an issue too. What I mean by that is competing is because if you both got like a little bit of money, both got kind of okay looks, you both got kind of similar tastes, then you're not competing. I think when you're, like you said, like if you have someone who's like the extreme of another on a certain factor, you know, certain levels, it'll start to form a competition to some degree. And I think that has a lot to do with being very confident in yourself and being okay with who you are and where you stand with someone. So when I think people talk about being evenly yoked, not saying everyone, but I think a good portion of that is so that they can avoid those situations. And instead of dealing with the issues of being insecure about yourself or insecure about your position with your person, you just don't get anyone not on the same level with you, because if they're on a different level than you, then that means you have to work on something within yourself.
Do you think that the reason why we having a lot of difficulty with young people days because men do not obsess over women like how we used to? Because like when we used to like a woman, we would make sure we be bringing flowers, opening up doors, doing all the extra things that these so-called, they say, fairy tale shit happens, right? We used to do all those things. Nowadays, we kind of like, oh, you want to be independent, change your own tires, shovel your own snow, this, that, and third. So do you think that the reason why we having these dating issues is because men do not obsess over women anymore?
Yes.
I don't think so. I don't think they're not obsessed. I think they don't know how to approach them. I think they're obsessed with them still. I think they don't know how to approach them.
Right.
Like, am I talking about older men? Because older men approach very well. It's not that. It is the younger, the younger generation. Like How do you approach a woman who doesn't want you to get her flowers? She doesn't want you to like leave with your wallet, but then she wants you to leave with her wallet. It's a lot of confusion. Then you got to. It's about knowing who you're trying to, go after. You got to observe, and then attack. You gotta just observe, and then go for it. What kind of woman are you looking for? What kind of girl are you looking for? What kind of thing? You have to think a little bit harder than just. I think it used to be like, oh, all the women kind of are the same. They all kind of do the same thing. They all kind of have the same function. Maybe some are a little sluttier than others, but okay, I'll just get a good girl. You hear it. I'll get a good girl. I'll get a naughty girl. Like you walk into a room and you just say, oh, those are thoughts, and there's the girls want to be wise, and you can just go to a section. You can't do that anymore because they all look alike. You hear that say it all the time. You don't know.
I'm sorry, me?
Yes, sir.
Oh, when, shit. How can I say this without offending anyone?
Oh, that's going to be difficult.
Okay, stop it.
Offend me, sir.
I'm not going to, seriously.
Why?
The situation with this is when a woman is not taught to, and please don't take this. No, it's the man. Do young men know how to be young men? But
there you go. Otis.
I wish
Glad
we
you
had.
fixed that.
I wish
I
we
didn't
had,
want PhD to come back up here.
Yes. It's the young man. It starts with the young man. Now, again, I'm in the rarity. I have a daughter. This is what I taught my daughter. It's not the end all be all. This is just what I taught my daughter. He could still be an asshole, but if he does not open the door for you or do just the basic man things, then he might not be the one for you. And if you still like him, you might need to teach him, show him, which means when you get to your door on the passenger side, just stand there and see what he does. If he doesn't get the picture to come back around and open the door, he might not be the one for you. If you open the door, that's the start of the continuation of what's going on. That's my opinion. It starts at home.
I totally agree with that, Otis. Totally agree. And Sharon, you're right. The term that they say is, chivalry is dead, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, chivalry starts at home, just like Otis was articulating, right? It starts with the father and the mother teaching their children how to treat the opposite person, right? So my daughter and my son, they learn how a woman is supposed to be treated by watching how I treat their mother, and then vice versa. And the problem that we're having is we are not setting a good enough example for them to emulate, right? So if I'm not doing those things, those chivalrous things for my wife, then my son isn't going to learn to do those chivalrous things for his future wife, right?
So now I got a question. So now the young man he's attempted to do all those things. He has the right upbringing. He's attempted to do all the right things, open the doors and all these things. And then now the woman, the last 3 women that he attempted to do this with, it's not being received properly. And then now he's going to start to adjust to the times. How do we combat that?
No, he doesn't adjust. He find the right one for him and leave those out there.
Right.
He's not a Captain Save-A-Ho. I'm not calling them hoes. I'm just choosing this for the crowd. It gets the crowd amped. But you get what I'm saying. He's not trying to save nobody. Look for your queen. Keep going. Just that simple. Like I looked for mine. I passed a lot of them. It was fun passing them. But when I found it, she took it again. It took her 2 to 3 months to give it up. And in them 2 to 3 months, we were learning each other. I knew, like Brownsville was saying, her values, her core. It was nice where I slept and stood in the small gaming chair at the foot of her bed while she went to sleep at night, not touching her.
I mean, I think it sounds great, but that's also a man he has to have great confidence in himself and what he's looking for, and be able to withstand all the rejections of the wrong type of woman and getting clowned when he goes says, "Yes, I don't drink, I don't smoke, I'm a homebody, I just go to work." And she said, "Well, you sound kind of boring. You don't drink or smoke. What kind of man are you?" That
Those are
sounds boring as
positive
hell.
signs, ladies. I want y'all. Those are positive signs.
Say that.
The
Thank you.
positive
Say
signs.
that.
I like
And
that.
Sharon,
Tell me you stay home.
Ron be
please.
talking crazy.
and what we need to teach is that road to find that spouse, whether man or woman. It's a difficult road. You know what I'm saying? Because that's
Easy Money
one
Jones.
person.
What does this mean?
That's crazy.
That's wild to wait 3 months for sex. What you mean? That's wild. I would like to know. You got to expound on that. I'm sorry, Brownsville. Go ahead. That's
What I was saying is we need to teach our young men and young women that the road to find their soulmate is a difficult road. It's not supposed to be easy because everybody out there isn't meant to be that one that's for you. Right?
Right.
And the problem that we're seeing is they want to rush the process just for the sake of getting together with someone, but that person not being for them. And then they feeling like they need to change their conduct, change their chivalry based on the rejection. And no, the communication that we need to be articulating is don't change yourself. If you're doing everything you're supposed to be doing or you know to do, don't allow rejection to change your good conduct. Just keep it pushing, like Otis says,
For
because
real.
eventually you're going to find that soulmate that's for you. And then you're going to live in that 30-year marriage, 25, 50-year marriage or whatever. And you're going to be better for that.
I mean, I think it sounds good, but
Man, what you mean it sounds good? That's
Wait, I have a
reality,
question.
bro.
I have a question for you, gentlemen. Since y'all gangsters, I'm sorry. Is it Brownsville? Hello, darling. Catch you quick. How old are you, darling?
I'll be 46
Okay.
this year.
I'm asking because I just want to get the question properly. Because now I don't have a youngster out here, so I just asked. If
It's hard for these youngsters because they don't know what to do.
that's what I'm saying. So as a man giving another gentleman advice who is maybe 30, okay, what would you say would be the best approach to women now? I just maybe like five, like maybe three tips that could at least get them to find a woman that they want to maybe not marry, but just be with, to get to know. How would you tell them? What should they? 3 things would you give them tips? With 3 things.
So number one, the first thing I would suggest is to make sure that he's ready. Make sure that he has his ducks in a row. Make sure that his spirituality is in order. Make sure his mental state is in order. Make sure his life is in order and he's not bringing any damage or barriers into a relationship so that, that won't be a barrier to success. So that's number one. The second thing I would tell him is talk to your father if you have one, right? Communication between father and son is of the utmost importance. If you have a father, and I don't care what that father's been through in life, right? Because a wise man says you can learn from somebody else's failures. Even if they failed majority of their life, they can impart wisdom to you of what not to do, right? And if you don't have a father, talk to an uncle, talk to a grandfather. We have to get back to us leaning on our elders for a roadmap to success. And then the third thing I would tell them is to stay off of social media when it comes to trying to find a partner, right? Go get some spiritual counseling. Go get some real thorough advice from a licensed specialist in this area, right? Because that's what's needed. Because for me, I only wanted to get married once, right? I didn't want to have 3, 4, 5, 6 different marriages. I didn't want to go through that kind of struggle because I knew if I did, that was going to set me back. And I don't want young men to do that as well. In order to not do that, though, it takes a lot of hard work and diligence for you to get your self together so that you're ready to go to that next level.
And I also want to welcome to the show.
Don't provoke me to anger, or else you'll be in danger.
The man Williams, what it do? What's your thoughts?
I feel like Brownsville set every young man back 40 years with that advice he just actually gave. It's crazy that that had nothing to do with the woman. That had nothing to do with the woman. And this is why so many young dudes are getting with trifling women, because they do so much focus on themselves, and which those things are important, but he still should have had advice on how to deal with women in 2024. He didn't give him no advice to deal with the modern day woman. He said, go talk to your daddy, who your daddy might have been abusive, like Sharon talked about. Your daddy might be trifling and been cheating on your mom. No, like the whole reason that he's coming to an older 46-year-old man is because he's trying to get advice to you. Why are you deflecting him to somebody else? That just don't make sense.
Are you
asking me a question, Eda Man?
Or
you keep going?
No, I land fast. I don't have to go on these long strokes. I get in and get out.
Okay, so why don't you answer Miss Polly's question? What would be your 3 things you would tell the young man?
Thank you. I was hoping you lead it back to the man of the hour. It's the reason why they call me
God!
the man.
Wait a minute! It's a man I know. This you came out here acting like you throwing 13 inches on the table. God damn.
So listen, the first advice that I would tell him is, hey, first thing you need to do is you need to create a plan. You need to identify what type of woman actually fits in the plan that you need. What does that woman look like? What type of characteristic that woman have? Because it's not about you just need any woman. You need the woman for your plan. For example, if your plan is that, hey, I'm going to start my own business, I might need a woman who have really good admin skills. I might need a woman who bring qualities that actually bring value to the plan that I actually have. That's step one.
Eda Man, he said he want you to give advice, not hypothetical advice. Actual advice. That's a hypothetical. You said I gotta see if you want to have a business. If you want to have a business,
I said plan.
You can find.
I didn't say nothing. I didn't say nothing.
Instead of giving hypothetical advice.
That was not hypothetical. I said you should have a plan, and you should find a woman that fits into that plan. That's not hypothetical. That is
because the reason why it's hypothetical because most young men do not have a plan.
So that's the whole point of the young man talking to a 46-year-old man to help him build the plan. See, this idea that we have to have this plan by ourselves is crazy. You know what I did? When I was 20 years old, I sat down with an older man and I said, hey, this is kind of what I want. Can you help me build this plan together? I utilized the wisdom of men around me. So I get it is, hey, I'm not trying to make him do my plan. I'm asking him, do you got a plan? And then we're going to build it out. We're going to go step by step. So I remember I was like, that's like, what kind of life you want to live? How much money you want to make? Mate, what kind of careers or what kind of jobs or what kind of business would give you that type of thing? So that's what I'm saying is he got to identify the plan and find out what type of woman he needs for that plan. Because his plan might allow him to have a career woman who do her own thing. And his plan might also have a woman that can be a career woman. She got to kind of actually be an asset to his business. So that's why I said that first step. And I like how Sharon, I might start taking shots at Sharon because Sharon let Brownsville list 3 bullshit things and then he gonna cut me off on my first one. But that's cool. Are y'all ready for number 2?
Yes, sir.
Yes, give us number 2, sir.
All right, number 2 is I would say I need you to court her family. This is something that's so hold on. This is something
About to be a situation.
Disrespecting the host. I cut you off on purpose, god damn it. Chicago Rilla with the 2 ball. Every time Eda Man says woman, I miss Atlanta. Shout out to Chicago Rilla and Atlanta. I'm just playing. Go ahead, Eda Man Williams.
Yeah,
Teach
so
me something.
when I'm saying this, we say court the person, but we should court the family. You know, go out to dinner with her father.
What?
Get to understand what this family values is. Take her mother out to dinner. Actually sit down and have a conversation with her mother to see what's the ideology, what's the mindset of the family. Because you gotta understand, kids are typically a product of what family that they was raised into.
Wow. So nobody have autonomy. So you say, so me, I don't give a damn about your goddamn mama or your daddy, because you're gonna be my goddamn wife. And you're gonna listen to me, not your mama, not your daddy, not your cousin. I'm all those things. I'm your new mama, I'm your new daddy, I'm that nigga in the attic. I'm your pusher man, goddamn it.
So what's number 3, Eda Man?
Hold on. I got you. I'm almost there. And
About to be a situation. Hey, hey, hey.
Shout out to Chicago Rilla with the new solution-based gangster. Who got the goddamn membership? Let me know. Raise your hand. Missy T. She got the new member. She is a solution-based gangster, and she moving forward in 2024 and beyond. She is moving in the truth. So help me God. Thank you, Chicago Rilla.
This is what I'm gonna start doing. Because Sharon, you gotta be consistent. Yesterday you said if this child is crazy, this, that, and third, it's the family fault. Now it don't matter because you got skinny man Sharon gonna come in. He don't care if you've been beat your whole life. He don't care what's going on with you. He can change you because he's your mama now. That's crazy. But I really think families is a really important part of who you going to get. Now, as I'm saying that this person not going to have their personality, a personality, yes, they're going to have a different personality, but it's a core values that come from your family that doesn't really change that much. So that's the first thing. And then the third thing that I'm gonna tell them is this right here is I'm actually gonna ask him a question about the actual. So first we talked about the third. Let me just go to the third. I ain't gotta go on a long thing. So the third thing that I want him to do is to understand who is her 5 closest friends.
What?
I know that sounds crazy. Who are the 5 people that she spend the most time with? Because what if she hanging out with 5 hoes? She number 6 hole. I know that sounds crazy. You need to find out who is her circle of influence. I can take Sharon 5 friends, and I promise you, all their income is around the same thing. That's just how reality works. So you need to find out who is her circle of influence. And I think those are, if I had to do 3, I can go and do 10, but those are 3 things that are very important.
So Eda Man. Hold on.
I got you. Good. Go ahead. You good, sir? Yes.
Hold on, because now what Eda Man did right there, and I'm gonna break it down for y'all, because he ain't slick.
Nope.
He went in his trick bag. He thought he was pulling out something good, but he pulled out a bunch of dog poop.
Damn.
So the advice I gave the man was how to fix himself and make himself ready to be in that relationship.
Did that answer her question?
What Eda Man's advice was, he gave 3 things. He said, make sure she fits your plan. But what Eda Man didn't ask him is, hey, what is your plan? What if his plan is drug dealing?
Damn.
What if his plan is not wanting to go to work and wanting to live off of the woman?
Damn.
You see, Eda Man isn't worried about building that man. He's just worried about making sure that the woman fulfills all the necessary needs and requirements, right? So what he's promoting is for a man who doesn't have his stuff together to imprint his life not only on that woman, but on that woman's family.
Damn.
Think about what he's saying. And that is why we have so many women today with all these babies with these deadbeat men, because of people like Eda Man giving that kind of advice.
Otis, get
Don't get mad at me, nigga. I'm here telling the truth. If somebody else should have told you this.
Get your cousin Otis. Get your cousin Otis.
Hey,
get him.
Can I please go? Can I please go? Please.
That's what I
Yeah,
say.
let
That's what I
Otis
say
tell his.
for. That's what
You
I say
gotta
for
let
my
everybody
movie.
say they three. Let everybody do they three. Then you can
I'm
argue
like,
among
see, you
each
could
other
be
and
on.
break.
Look, me and Fanny been through the same
Brownsville,
stuff.
but
Okay,
Brownsville just said,
but
oh,
Fanny is still renting.
Oh,
You good, HQ?
Sometimes you get to the point where you gotta be thinking about owning. Okay, because
Go ahead, Otis.
okay, real quick. What Brownsville ended with, you made an assumption. The baseline, what either man was saying was, let's take drug dealing off the table. You implied the negative. I went in the gate assuming he was talking about a well-character man. So that last part, you was trying to be slick. Now, either man, everything you said, you named your three. I don't like how you explain the court, the family, but I understand what you were saying. I agree with every three things that you said because I can apply everything that you said to my situation and my wife. So I visualize everything you said. It didn't verbally come out that way, but the same thing happened. Give me an example. The courting of the family. My wife, fortunately, was living with her mother and father. So I was around her mother and father. I knew who her mother was, so I knew where she got her attributes from. I knew her father. I knew how he was. I knew the other side of the family. I knew there was some gangsters on that side. I knew all that. But I also saw the beautiness and the femininity of my wife and where she got it from. And the respect that she garnered from her husband, who was a hard husband, stern. So I get what you're saying in that respect. I get that, and I agree with the other two. I really do. So I agree with that. I also agree with what Brownsville was saying. Both things can all be true at the same time. It's just all based on interpretation. I can see Sharon agree with it, but I agree with both sides. I really do.
So the reason why I disagree with either man's point of view, because that would eliminate every last broken family for his wife. Because if she don't have a father to go on a date with, now you got to find an uncle that she might not know.
What he's saying literally.
So here's the problem that most people, right? We cannot
literal, Sharon. Don't take it literally. He's not talking about if the father's not there, the father's not there. But he don't mean courtship. I'm not putting words in his mouth. He just means go around the family and see what the family is like. Not really court them. I didn't take her mother out.
I'm glad that you said that because if a woman was to do that to me and she was to go around my family, right? And she'll go around everybody. She's like, I'm not too sure about this. Everybody's not successful. But the ones that are successful in my family, we all stay around each other. So it's so many multiple sides to one family. So you cannot use the family as an example of say, oh, she's going to be like this. No, because guess what? I got little brothers and sisters that ain't doing nothing. We all part of the same family, same mother, same father.
You also can't say that just because she has female friends that are less than normal, that she's less than normal. That's not how that works. I mean, I have a lot. I have a lot of.
So this is what Brownsville was actually saying though. So look, so he is saying either man saying that no matter what, we don't go follow that man's plan, no matter who the man is, right? So he could be a man of virtue, and yes, that's a good one. And then also could be a man without virtue. It doesn't matter. So hey, what's your plan? Let's figure out how to monopolize your plan, sir. And then once he figure out, I need X, Y, Z, I need a Cardi B type woman, and then he's gonna just take advantage of that young lady. Because his plan is to take advantage of people. So therefore, if he's a pimp, he's gonna go ahead and find women that's going he can pimp out. It's simple as that. So it doesn't breed virtue out of young men, is what Brownsville is saying. So they could go ahead and keep doing whatever the fuck they want to do because that's their plan. Their plan is to do whatever they want to do. and then they just going to find a woman to execute those plans with. So Brownsville's plan said, no, we are going to make sure every young man, he is moving in the right direction. And once we got young men moving in the right direction, now he can lead other young ladies to move in the right direction with him instead of just
Yeah. Here's the thing. You hear it on the internet all the time, as though men come fully formed and have a full plan and come fully developed without flaws. You have flaws just like women have flaws. That's why I reject the premise. That's why I reject the premise of you leading me somewhere when I may be more educated, more knowledgeable, more this, more that than you. So that's why I took in the fact that it would be a partnership and not you being someone who leads me. We both come to the table equally, as equal human beings as much as we can. Okay? And when you say, oh, okay, well, she has to follow my plan, my plan, my plan. Here's the real deal. Here's the folks. This is a gem I'm dropping on everybody that's listening. Women normally run the household.
Damn.
Period. Women normally run households. He can say he can lead, he can say whatever the hell he wants to. Most women are in charge of most of the things that go around the house. And the man just come in and eat food, do whatever the hell he want to do. Okay? And does what he needs to do. But most of the time she's in charge of rearing, she's in charge of the money, she's in charge of this, she's charged of getting this fixed, that fixed, this fixed. Most of the time she's in charge of these things. Okay, so therefore that's why I put it as a partnership and not as just I'm your wife and I'm just below you. That's not how that works.
And look, and the truth of the matter is, Otis, most people are not courting their mates.
I said that yesterday. I agree with that 100%.
So we do know the vast majority of marriages, nobody's caught in the goddamn parents. Nobody's going to the father and say, hey, what did you teach your daughter? Hey, mama, did you teach it? No, nobody's doing that.
And that's why most of their ass getting divorced. No, hold on,
not in America. I mean, it's a.
But we all talk about this. Is what we
I mean, we're America. Let's just be honest. America is built on being individualist. So there's nothing really. You basically, after you leave your family, you're your own, and then you start your own, and you still stay very much divided. Only to some extent, where you go to a holiday event, you'll see each other, or maybe in the street. Our whole atmosphere in the United States is based on being an individual and be able to make as much money as you can, and just be flourishing on your own. And if it's not your immediate family, it's not supposed to be like deemed as special. That's why when you go to work, you say your aunt died, they say, okay, then you can't have time off. It's not recognized. But you go somewhere else, that's not the case. So you got to recognize where you are.
Right. And I just sent it to you. And also,
can I respond to Queen?
The fact that about it that in America, most people, they become millionaires by themselves. Right? They don't come from money. Most of the men, they don't come from money. They are self-made. So we taking away, because we are in America, we are taking away the fact that people stray away from their family.
So the one thing that I want to respond to what Queen said, I just really hope she understands, just because I delegate you taking care of the house does not mean that you run the house. I just put that underneath your charge. And I think I gotta
thank you.
I like this idea that just because you run this house or you run the finances, especially if I put you over those things, it's called leading with purpose. That doesn't mean that you are in charge of the family. I just have enough wisdom as a grown man to understand that your trait is a lot stronger than my current trait in that area. And that's the wisdom of leading.
Right. And as a leader, it's called delegating.
Delegation. Delegation is very important, and giving out tasks is very, very important. And also knowing, and I think that you said, okay, I think we're having an issue too sometimes with generational gaps where we all aren't in the same generation too. And I mean that is that, there are people who grew up with things looking a particular way, and then some grew up looking a different way. So I mean, for the most part, if you're in a house and you're delegating, you like as a man delegating to your wife, you know, what this should look like. Yeah, I think that's a really important to do. Like, you know, but you should recognize your weakness. And most
But here,
men in certain
but
area, their weakness is that.
Of
Not
course, and
not
that's
running the house. Can't
relevant.
run it.
the
And,
problem,
and
the
yeah,
problem I got with Eda Man's something that you got to take the father out and then you got to take the mother out, you know, just in case they might be
He said that.
possibly. Yeah, that's what he said. You got to take them out first to figure out what's that daughter's ideology. I don't necessarily agree with that.
yeah. But do you agree
think-
with, okay, take the taking part out. Don't take them out. Don't spend no money at the dinner table, at the restaurant, at Hula Hands, whatever. When you go pick up, when you go to a family function, the Memorial Day picnic in the backyard that they always have, and you going over there, you meeting the family for the first time, you meeting cousin Pookie for the first time, you meeting the crackhead auntie or the alcoholic aunt, whatever, for the first time. You also meeting the rincy, the ritzy, how to do couple from the Hamptons that come down, and you seeing all that.
There you go, Otis, 'cause that's how real families look like.
So you also seeing the bone structure, how she gonna be in the future, all that. So that's all I'm saying. You take it all into consideration. It's not the determining factor, but you taking all that into the consideration. You want to know, damn, when she have 2 kids, she gonna look like Aunt Bessie right there. Damn. Okay, you taking all that into consideration. That's all we saying. You also take into consideration when she have a baby, one of your sons might be like cousin Ron Ron. It's a possibility. That's all we saying. Like your family. That's all we're saying. That's all.
But y'all, the problem though is what y'all are describing is a vetting strategy for men, right?
Yes.
And that's acceptable. That's good. But that's phase 2 of the issue.
Okay.
What I'm describing is phase 1 of the issue. See, and the problem is y'all like to skip past phase 1 to get to phase 2 to put all the onus on the woman. And see, that's why the woman be putting y'all in rear naked chokes on these panels, because
that's where you lose
y'all
me, bro.
ain't moving in order, right? Either man, what you got to do first, number one, the man has to develop himself into a successful real man. That should be number one. And that should be what we should be preaching on these panels as men. First, get yourself together. Get your house in order, right? Once we establish phase 1, then we can get to phase 2 and talk about a vetting strategy. But y'all want to move past phase 1 to go straight to phase 2, and that's why we have all these issues.
Go ahead, E.
So the problem is, I think this is why I question, do people have real life experience, right? So if Sharon would have asked me this question and a woman asked me these questions, I understand the difference because I counsel with people in real life. A woman is asking a man what he should be looking for in a woman today. And you talked about the man. A woman, let me say it one more time for the people in the back of the classroom. A woman asked a man what he should be looking for in a woman, and you talked about the man. I'm not saying
that's
what you
not
said
what
is
she asked, but that's
okay,
what
Miss
you
Polly.
heard.
Hold on, no, Miss Polly, ask the question again. Hold on. Let's ask the question again, Miss Polly, for the people in the back of the classroom. What did you ask, Miss Polly?
I said, what advice would you, older gentlemen, give a younger man who's looking to date a woman? What 3 things would you tell them that they should do or be to be able to talk to women? Like, what do they need to do? If 3.
So now, all right. So hold on. I got you. So I want to make sure I understand. So either man, are you going to hold on to the same sentiment that of the questioning? Are you?
No, she did change the question a little bit.
No, she did not.
No,
hey,
she
hold on.
didn't.
Before we move on, Otis.
You got a problem
Otis,
with
did she
hearing.
change the question, Otis? In your opinion?
No.
Okay, so the question was not changed, E.
So ask the question again, Miss Polly. I just want to make sure we heard it correctly.
Okay, so you older gentlemen, I said, if you would give advice to someone who's younger, who's looking to date someone, not necessarily married, but just to date someone, maybe long term, what 3 things would you give them advice on? What would you tell them they should do or be or look for when they're dating.
So
In
do you
a
think?
woman, see that's what I thought she said. In a woman, right? What she should
But
look
the
for
advice
in a
is
woman.
but the advice is to a younger man.
No, listen. But she asking at the end of that whole thing, she said what he should look for in a woman. Correct?
But
Yeah,
he is
any advice. It was
but Brown.
any
So hold
advice.
on. So the question she asked us is towards a younger man. So we are talking
No,
to a young.
I get what you're saying, Sharon, but at the end of that statement, was it what was in a woman, correct? Not what was in the man.
Uh-huh.
So I'm okay with Brownsville giving the advice that he gave, but I'm saying what is the characteristics in that woman that woman need to have? Now, listen, all of them important.
Either
Now,
man.
hold on, I just want to say, I'm
Before you
not
move
saying
on,
that
I
the
just
man.
want you to read this chat real quick. Can you read that for me?
Oh, me. It's okay to say you misunderstood the question.
It's okay.
No, so it's not about misunderstanding the question. The question had multiple layers. That's why I'm saying I'm not discounting what Brown said when I think back on it.
Right.
But
The problem,
You gotta let
Eda
me
man,
finish,
you
Brown.
Let him finish,
to
Brown.
the
Let him
second
finish.
part.
Because he don't feel like he's getting his full thought out. Go ahead, E.
I'm not discounting what he's saying. I agree that a man should be ready to date. But what I'm saying is listening to him is 100% on the man. And a man can be everything that he needs to be and get the wrong woman, and none of that matters.
That's something that we got to choose as a man. Sometimes it's nothing 100%. We could do everything that's 100% correct and still have a heart attack and die. We could do everything that's 100%, walk out on the street and get into a car accident. We could drive our car exactly 100% correct and still get into an accident. So it's nothing that we can do that's going to be 100% across the board. That is something that men are going to have to deal with.
Now, Eda man,
Yes, sir.
agree. I actually agree with a lot of your vetting strategy when it comes to dating for a man. When a man is ready and he meets my phase 1 credentials, then your phase 2 strategy is very important. I agree with that. But the issue that I have, Eda man, is what you like to do is you like to skip over phase 1 to go to phase 2. And that's the problem. Because a lot of these men, they aren't ready to date themselves. They don't have their own house in order. And yet they're talking about the qualities of a woman. And that's where we're making the false step.
So,
That's where we're false starting out here.
When
and
you
also,
say that,
before you go eat, I want to say we are almost at the 3-hour mark, and we want to continue this conversation. We need $30 within the next 3 minutes, and we will continue the conversation. It is completely up to you. Go ahead, eat it, man. $30 in 3 minutes. Go ahead.
The whole point that I want y'all guys to understand is, I mentor young men on a daily basis. I am a big advocate of helping young men understand their potential and where they're going in life. I can never speak against that because that's my normal day life, right? So yes, we do have to make sure that young men are mentally sound, ready to go forward into a relationship. That's why I can't disagree with it. But the point that I'm trying to tell you is what happens next? What happens next with these young men? Because these young men that I'm mentoring are mentally sound. They're making great money. I don't think it's a whole bunch of young men that's just lost that's looking to pursue marriage. They might be looking to play with women. But when we start talking about men that want to get married and take things to the next level, we need to equip them to the modern day woman.
And I disagree with your premise that there's more men ready out there than there are women.
And do you spend a lot of time with young men?
Yes, I do. I'm a coach. I'm also a youth mentor within my church.
And you said just based off your church, the majority of the young men that you spend time with are not ready for a relationship.
Oh, absolutely not. Absolutely not.
I said there's more women. There's more young women out there that are ready than they are young men. That's
okay, but I'm just saying, I know I get what you said. I'm saying based on the young men that you spend time with, because I don't know if you spend time with young women, right? But I know that you spend time with young men. the young men that you are spending time with, do you feel like they're not ready for a relationship?
Some are, some aren't. Some
Well,
are still working
give me a
towards phase
percentage.
one.
Like, give me a percentage. Like, do you think 50%, 20%? How many do you think is ready?
I say anywhere between 30 and 40%.
So 70% of the men that you're coaching and mentor is not ready for a relationship.
That's correct.
I think
that's correct.
I think that's a failure of the coach. That's what I really feel. But
thank y'all. Peace to the gods. And we almost made it there. Y'all didn't want to extend the show. So it is what it is. As I think it's a good conversation, and we'll have to continue this at another time. Thank you for everybody that showed love. Hit the like button. Anybody that hit a super chat. Shout out to Garrett. He is the sponsor of the show. I appreciate that. Y'all still got some time if you want. Quick, fast, in a hurry, but y'all ain't fast enough. So thank y'all for showing some love. I appreciate every last one of you. And I will see y'all maybe later on tonight, but definitely in the AM. Make sure you leave a comment at the end. Leave a like at the end. Thank y'all. See you later.